What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deserve to lead. This is an important show. Make sure you support, donate to Coach Joe Venmo JM-142. OG, how you doing in the morning?
I'm doing great this morning, DJ. How you doing this morning, my brother?
Man, I feel blessed right now. I'm glad. You know why? Because we get to talk about a topic that's so important, especially within our community, and that's mental health. Um, Mental health, especially within men, is at an all-time high. The pressure of the world gets to people. It gets to them. Sometimes people feel like, um, you know, they're feeling different emotions. Sometimes bipolar. Sometimes um, they feel like nothing they could do is right. And we're going to talk about how this goes into sports, whether it's the PJ Washington situation or Jello Ball being a middle child. Mental health plays a part of that. So, Coach Joe, I wanted you to talk to the audience about your journey and what you've experienced with mental health, if you can.
Thank you, DJ. I appreciate you so much, President of New Media, uh, hashtag Nation United. This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. This is such an awesome day that we get an opportunity to come together with the family to talk about something that's very important that we don't talk about, and that's mental health. Our well-being, our mental well-being, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about the world, how we feel about what's going on around us, how we're dealing with the relationships in our lives. How do we deal with those relationships in our lives? How do we deal with all of these expectations? How do we deal with with feeling not good enough? I hear her in my head on one of her songs. She says, I look good, but I feel shitty. I think about that line that sister said. I know I look good, but I feel shitty. You know, um, our brothers and sisters that are performing, that are living their dreams and their passions in sports. We see what they go through. We see what Simone Biles was going through, what all of the judgment and the vitriol that this sister received for saying, hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm not I'm not okay right now with what's going on with what I'm doing. They called it a thing in gymnastics where when you flipping around in the air, they call it flights or something like that. Some kind of condition that gymnasts get. I mean, this girl is rewrote the history books of gymnastics, of women's gymnastics, the history of it. She is the best ever. And there are people who wouldn't even give her a break, a little bit of a break, a benefit of the doubt. She clearly must know what's going on with her because she's the best. She's got two movements named after her. It's amazing, this young sister, abandoned by a mother, no father, raised by her grandparents. See, this is something that we really have to get into because it affects so much of our life. By me growing up, adopted, given up, feeling abandoned, taken in by people who you on some level you feel don't really love you the way that your people would love you, who you were born into. Having to deal with those things and filter life through that perspective, that prism. was very difficult. I had to do a lot of work, a lot of fighting to get to the other side, a lot of being honest about what's really going on. And I cannot say the importance and how great the mentors that have helped me along the way. My mentors, Coach Howard, who was like a dad to me, who's no longer on the planet. Brother named James, I used to work with, older brother, used to always be there for me when I had questions about what's going on here. How do I navigate this? How do I navigate that? So the Most High has always sent me angels, if you will, to help me to help me with my path, to help me with understanding, would help me with having clarity, help me to get back to peace and get out of war, get out of anger, resentment, fear that I'm not enough. Melo's dealing with this big time. I ran into some coaches, and I'm not gonna name them. But one of the coaches I ran into yesterday, I ran into some coaches, some guys I hadn't seen in around here in LA in a long time. And one of the brothers coached in high school, coached a big time athlete, one of the greatest point guards. I'm not going to say his name because I didn't tell the brother I was going to say his name, so I'm not going to put coach out there like that. But he coached one of the one of the big time record breakers in the point guards in NBA history. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Been knowing this brother for a long time. And I remember, and I spoke to him a little bit about the ball. I asked him, I said, "Did y'all see Jello?" Now these brothers are coaches. Every last one of them said that brother don't belong in the NBA, don't have talent to be in the NBA. He's just there for his celebrity. One of the brothers said to me, "You should be a part of Ball Facts. I mean, you should be a part of the ball thing. You on the ball team, coach?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on the ball thing from where I'm sitting. I don't know them, the Tina and LeVar and them. I'm not hooked up to them that way. But I see this genius. I see the beauty of what this brother did. All of us know this. Y'all coaches like I am. We all know this. We know how difficult it is to have two top 5 draft picks, lottery picks. We know how difficult that is, how rare that is. So I'm rolling with that. They couldn't roll with that. Because Jello don't look like LeVar or like Lonzo. He don't look like LaMelo. He don't look like the typical NBA dude. I heard all these descriptions that he's players and all that. You know, it's what are we talking about here? It's a part of the judgment that people have for others. We deal with that all the time, judgment. People trying to tear you down, saying you're not good enough, you're not great enough. And I'm going to share a difficult aspect of this family. It's when you go to the next level of the family of love and fear. When you go to the children of fear, when you go to anger, when you go to judgment, when we go to the children of fear and we start jealousy, all these types of things. This is what was born out of the corporate media was born out of that mindset. So we got to be careful about where we put our energy and our focus. Many people at New Media we have expressed many times here at New Media that we're not down with the corporate media. Don't get this wrong, family. We don't hate those people. We just point out that those people have lost their way. Because truth and love is not a part of their mantra. It's not their mission statement. Their mission statement is clicks. Their mission statement is manipulation, controlling the narrative. And if you're not in that, if you don't say yes as well, they will kick you out. They will not receive you. They will come down on you and treat you as if you're less than. because you won't go along. I think about this subject, family, when I went over to South Africa, and I heard, I'm a huge supporter of Nelson Mandela, rest his soul, Madiba. And when I was over there in Africa, to hear Africans, Black Africans, talk about the ruling party, the ANC, as if they are no different than their experience than the apartheid government, the one that they fought against all that time. Heard Black people tell me they think that they feel that their lives are no better under ANC rule than the apartheid rule. And I could see why, because of the anger, the resentment. See, Madiba, when he took over South Africa and he was voted in, one man, one vote, they wanted him to tear down the system of apartheid, all of the systems. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. He said, I'm going to tear down the ones that don't serve us, and we're going to keep the ones that serve South Africa. And so many people on his side took that to mean that that means you just pick up where they left off. So now the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, is one of the wealthiest people in the country, owns most of the chains of McDonald's in the country. How can the average South African think that he's on their side, that he's going to look out for them? He looks just like and acting just like the people who was in charge before. So we got to be careful about hating things that we don't understand, that's not clearly marked. Because what you'll end up doing is you'll end up becoming that which you hate. I did that. I became that which I hate. My father, who raised me heavy-handedly, who treated me very badly as a child. In this day and age, if he did what was did to me, he would have gone to jail. But that was the way it was back in that day. See, and because I hated him, and before I got that hate, before I got clarity about that hate, before I understood what he was really about and what he was really doing, I became that with my grown children, my older children. Raised them very heavy-handed, just like he did. In many ways, until I woke up to it one day. My ex-wife, one of my ex-wives, came to me one day and said, you know what? You act just like your father. And this woman had never met my father. The only stories she had ever heard about my father were the ones that I told her. And believe you me, family, they weren't stories of showing how great he was. And I took that, and that hurt me. I took that. I said, wow, this woman just said I'm acting like my father, and she don't even know my father. She just knows the stories that I've told her about my father. Look at what I've turned into. Started using my gift that the Most High gave me to understand complex things, to be able to help people with things. Started using that gift to browbeat people, to kick people down, to talk and take advantage of people. Got into fights with brothers, arguments with brothers, because I was in fear. I didn't understand that if you don't be careful, if you don't have help in a mental health area, if you don't talk about these things, if you don't get these things out, you will end up down a path and you will not know where you are. And you will end up doing things and behaving in ways that will shock those around you that know you. Some of that is going on in this world that we're in, this social media world. Many of us see people showing up in ways, wait a minute, what is this? What is she talking about? He talking about? What is this about? Clearly we see the fear. We clearly see the anger. We clearly see the judgment. So what I'm going to be doing here on DJ's Raw and Cut Truth and New Media, because I'm all new media, is I'm going to be offering my gifts and my talents is to the family. That's what's going to be coming. To do one-on-ones with you, to help you, whatever issues you have, family issues, relationship issues, income issues, economic issues, understanding the systems, whatever. This is where my heart is. This is what this is going to be about. And it's not, and I'm not going to, it's not going to be a set charge and fee for this. This is going to be, you get in where you fit in. But you have to contribute something. If it's just $1, because there's an exchange that's taking place, and that exchange has to be honored. And in our culture, we honor it by reciprocating. So if it's just $1, that's enough. If that's all you have, and you will get 100% of who I am, of what my gifts are, because that's what this is about. New media is about our people and helping our people do what? Helping us come out of this control, this narrative, this hell that we've been in, feeling like we don't have the ability to be autonomous in the way that we want to be autonomous, not in the way that you say we should be autonomous. The way that we feel in our hearts that we want to be authentic, real. See, and so Jello reminds us of this, reminded us of this, as I see the vitriol that's coming toward this. We just a celebrity. I had one brother tell me, well, he's just he's just like maybe a different Master P. I said, explain to me a situation where we've seen a basketball player who played high school basketball player, that got a college scholarship, that has been trying to make his way, but door after door after door keeps slamming in his face. Limited keeps showing up in his face. But he keeps persevering. He keeps staying at it. He keeps persevering. He keeps staying at it. To now he's finally in a situation where he has an opportunity, a real opportunity. And there are people who are saying, well, he's just like Giannis and his brother. It's the only reason he's there because of Melo. Oh, he's a celebrity. He's got those Instagram followers. So not that he's not the one of the leading scorers in the history of California high school basketball. Not that he averaged 30 and 2 junior, senior year in high school. No, not that he put in that work. Not that he got a scholarship to UCLA and then got derailed. Not that he went over to Europe and played well everywhere he's gone. JBA, everywhere he's gone, he's been Melo. He's been Jello everywhere. Anybody that has eyes can see. So I can only imagine what that young man is going through. All of them. But they got a father and they got a mother who they can talk to. The Most High sent that young boy, our wild child, Jermaine. See, this is the hidden secret, family, that I'm sharing with you guys today that a lot of people and other tribe members won't tell y'all. Success doesn't happen one-off. Success happens when we come together. That's when success happens. When we come together. If you listen to I'm a big reader of biographies. I have been in my life. I've read a lot of biographies. Successful people have done it. Not one of them have ever done anything without mentors, without people to help them, without people to show them the way. We've never had that. We've always had, well, you 18? Now you're on your own. Get on out there. What do somebody know at 18 years old? Let's keep it real about the world and how to navigate this thing. That's absurd. But we do that to our people. That's what's being done to us. No safety net, no support, no mentoring. I was sitting at a table yesterday. I call these divine appointments, family. When the Most High sends someone to me
who is dealing with some subject in their life, some situation in life that's difficult, and they don't know which way to go. So I'm sitting yesterday at a little cafe having some lunch with a very close family member of mine and one of my daughters, and two brothers sitting next to me in the table, and I spoke to them. And that conversation turned into one of the brothers was visiting Los Angeles from Brooklyn. He lives in Brooklyn. And he says, look, I wanted something you can help me with. He just said it. I said, well, what's on your mind, brother? Young brother, probably in his 30s. He said, I bought 3 trucks. I work at Yale. I bought 3 trucks, and one of my trucks is out, and I don't know what to do. Do you have any idea what I should do? Family. My youngest brother, who is in Chicago, is a diesel mechanic. Works on trucks and has his own business and has been working on trucks for decades, at least 25, 30 years. 25 years at least. They call him the truck whisperer. And whose trucks do he fix? Almost exclusively independent black truckers. That's who he worked, those trucks he works on. So here's the Most High sending me somebody who needs what? Something I have. When I told the brother I have my brother and we'll help him, he had tears in his eyes. He's like, but you don't know me. I do know you. The Most High sent you to me because you needed help. And he told me, he said, I prayed about this. He said, I went to sleep and I prayed about this. And I said, God, show me what I need to do. Who's going to help me? Where my help is going to come from. Now, do I take responsibility for that? No, I play my part in the Most High's plan, which is to bring joy and love and unity and beauty and bring us together as one. I didn't pump my chest out and say, wow, look at me. No, look at the Most High. I don't know that brother. I didn't know that brother was coming to that restaurant. Neither did I know I was coming to it. But when your heart is in the right place and your focus is in the right place, you draw unto yourself these types of experiences, people that you will help and people that will help you, because we are not in this world together, and we shouldn't feel like we're alone, because we're not alone. And I use the sports, because sports is an accelerated, to me, it's an accelerated way for us to view life and view humans in this thing we call life. We get to see what kind of character a person has. We get to see how a person operates under pressure. We get to see who's who, what the hierarchy looks like in real time. So I have compassion for them brothers, because as we all know about life, there aren't any do-overs. This isn't a dress rehearsal. Every moment is live. This is real time. We don't get these moments in minutes and seconds and hours and days back. So as we move forward, I have been thinking, and DJ and I have been talking about this. How can I use my gifts and my talents and what I'm really about in my heart to be of benefit to my family, to the family. And this is how the Most High, this is what the Most High sent to us. And this is what I'm going to do. So just look out for, we're going to be doing this. We're going to give you more information about this. Or I'm going to do Zoom calls if you want to go on Zoom, if you want to just talk on the phone, whatever, however you want to do it. In this world we live in, we're going to do it that way. And one by one, we're going to help each other, and then we're going to help each other. We're going to take the knowledge and the understanding that the Most High has given us, and we're going to share it with our other brothers and sisters, and we're going to do it without reservation. We're going to do it with our chest out. We're going to do it with love in our heart and our eyes shining. Because the time is now. If for those who can see, you see very clearly, like DJ and I see. There's a war going on, and it's been going on, and it's moving faster and faster. And what is that war? That war is between the people who are committed to love and truth and beauty and compassion and joy and freedom, and those who are committed to fear and anger and resentment and jealousy and judgment. And we're not going to be like the rest of them. We're not going to judge them for where they have found themselves. Those that are in our family, we're going to love them and support them in the way that we can until they come back to themselves. Because we know they're going to come back to themselves. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to have a situation where we sit down and come together and talk about what our family is doing, that we talk about it in terms of the potential of what we can do and the beauty of what we've already done, and the support and the love that we're giving them and that we're sharing to help push them on. And those that are on the other side, we're going to call them out, but we ain't going to call them out from a personal standpoint like they're bad. No, we're saying what you're listening to and what you have agreed to go along with is not true to your spirit and your heart, because we know you. So we're going to hold this space for you until you come back.
Woo! Coach Joe. I had to go with a woo, Coach Joe. The sermon
Thank you,
has
DJ.
been preached today. Coach Joe is using his gift to speak with the people. Mentorship. If you want to learn about cryptocurrency or finances, he knows it. If you need someone to talk to, everybody needs that person to talk to. Coach Joe's there. And there's this Venmo, donate to Coach Joe. This is a great brother who has always been authentic the whole time. And he's willing to teach everyone about life and the game within its game that life throws at us. See, I want to tell you, family, we're all human. We're imperfect because we're human. Everyone has their fair share of pain. Everyone has their marks. Some not as deep as others. But we have a commonality, and that's our mental space. Some people think that mentally they're okay. They have no pain. They have no, everything's just well. That is not true. We all have our shortcomings. We look to other famous people as idols, as people like people Sean Bless said, those IG models, yeah, and say that this is the norm instead of loving yourself and appreciating what the Most High is giving you. You are more than enough. That's for everyone that's listening. Look at PJ, Coach. The brother is struggling right now. He needs to talk to someone. He's having cryptic messages on social media and deleting them. If I'm the Hornets and I know he'll find another job, I would like them to trade him so he could have a fresh start, so he could clear his mind. Basketball should be the back burner right now. What do you think about PJ's situation, Coach?
Well, DJ, it's tough on the surface to look at,
Right?
because the brother looks like, Rev said it the other day on his show. When he saw PJ, he said PJ was not looking good. To me, when we see that, that's when we go into action. Family, this is what I used to do back in the day. Quiet as it's kept. I didn't call it counseling. I didn't call it any or mentoring, any of that. Okay. But this is what I used to do to the players when I coached in the summer pro league, and I used to be around the summer pro league players. This is what I used to do. Talk to them about life, how to stay out of trouble, how to remember who they are in the moment, and not get caught up in the moment, not get, like Biz Marquis said, not get caught up in the vapors, because the vapors can get you, and you'll find yourself not knowing where to go. What I hope happens with PJ is that the brothers that are around the situation, and there are brothers around the situation who have the ability to help that brother. I'm holding the space that they're going to open up their hearts and they're going to reach out and help this brother. I'm holding it at that vibration right now. There's a brother that said on the Twitter on the I haven't looked at the stream. So family, I appreciate everything. I've been trying to stay in the moment. But one of the brothers said, what do you do? And that's what this is about. He asked a question. What do you do? Let me see if I can find it, DJ. Oh, here it is. King Aries said, how do you handle people who don't believe in God? This is how I deal with people who don't believe in God. I don't ask them to believe in nothing, because that ain't about me. I just show up in a place of love. My love will show them my belief in God. My joy will show them my belief in the Most High. The way that I interact with them will show them, not tell them. So just be that example that you believe that you are, that you know that you are. If the Most High sent you on a message to tell you to talk to so and so and so and so, and you find yourself in a situation and you talking to so and so and so and so, and you find yourself arguing with so and so and so and so about his beliefs or her beliefs, you know that you're there for your ego. You ain't there for the Most High. Because when the Most High sends you, it's on a divine appointment, it's a blessing for all parties involved. You get blessed for going and doing what the Most High asked you to do, which is difficult. And that person who is receiving it, they get blessed because they now know that they're not alone, that somebody is watching them and somebody cares about what's going on with them. That's all we need to do with PJ. See, Nip said this, said something a long time ago. Nip said, I think it was on Breakfast Club. I think he might have been on the Breakfast Club, one of them. And they asked him about when people step out of pocket, when we step out of pocket, when we do stuff that ain't cool with each other. You know what I mean? Do we go at them? Do we get them? Or what do we do? Nip said, no, we ain't got to do all that. All we gotta let them know is like, look, you out of pocket, and we just gonna sit you on. You're gonna put you on timeout for a little while. Just you leave them alone for a while. Just leave them alone for a while until they come back to themselves. That right there is love. That right there is joy. That's peace right there. Saying, I'm not judging my brother because I'm not perfect. We are perfectly imperfect, family. I'll say that again. We are perfectly imperfect. This is where we are. We ain't perfect human beings. We perfectly imperfect. Woo! So that means we can always be better. That means we can always do better. That means the potential for us is there to continue to be more every day, every second, every minute.
Talk to him, Coach.
We can be more. So we don't have to hate on on old media. We can look at them and see exactly have clarity about what they doing. They scared. They don't know how to talk to us. Remember, family, old media comes out of the old way that America has been run. Okay? Let's remember this. This is not about anybody helping anybody directly. This is about making money. That's what this is about. And when you make money off of people who you don't know, well, then you got to create a narrative. So that's what we see all these narratives about our people, because they don't know us. So do I Do the person that don't know us, do I go ham on him or her? Do I go ham on her, or do I take a step back and say, I see what you're doing, and I'm not going to allow you to do it on my watch. But at the same time, I'm gonna offer you an opportunity to come on back in. That's why y'all gonna hear me say on the show, the interns are in the building. I've always said this. We just don't throw them out. They here listening. They here learning, and they gonna take it back to their people, and they gonna share with them the truth in a way that they hadn't heard it. They don't know us. See, people are confused outside of our tribe, outside of our community, to see a Jermaine Jackson come into Melo's life with a father as strong as LeVar is, and all of a sudden he's his mentor. All of a sudden LeVar is saying, I'm glad JJ is there. What? As protective as Big Baller has been with them boys? No, Big Baller understands. He understands the truth, even when it don't align with what he would want. He understands. So PJ just needs, next time I talk to Rev, next time you talk to Rev, and he's at the games and stuff, okay, we need to impress upon Rev, go up to PJ, man, and talk to PJ, man, and put your arms around the brother. Let the brother know that there's people out here that we pulling for him, that he ain't alone. We ain't judging him. We ain't saying he a bad person. That's all we got to do.
Agreed.
We good, family. Go ahead, DJ.
Oh no, sorry. You cooking, Coach Joe. Rap God, thank you for the donation. And also, this is why it's important to speak to someone. It's okay to have a mentorship. Mentorship doesn't have an age restriction.
Facts.
And one thing Coach Joe will be doing when he gets his Fiverr account ready, he'll set up appointments to our subs, our loyal subs.
Yes.
So if you have a question for anything with Coach Joe, he's there to help you financially, spiritually, emotionally. He's giving you a key to help you. So if I were you that are listening, hey, it's good to have the help. We don't know it all. Every human doesn't know it all. That's why it's good to ask our elders for advice. When I was figuring out life, if I wasn't talking to my mother, my father, I talked to my grandparents. And they have helped me in ways that so many people can't understand. And like Rap God said, thank you for this much needed discussion on mental health. Should young athletes seek sports psychologists? Yes. You got to take care of your mentals. So many football players. How many stories you see, Coach Joe, of football players suicidal and then they end their life?
Oh, my stars. Oh, and DJ, full disclosure. As a young Marine, I knew Junior Seau and many of his family members. I was stationed down in Camp Pendleton. Junior Seau's from Oceanside.
Mm-hmm.
See, and so he used to play ball with us in the gym when he was 15, 16 years old. It hurt my heart so bad when I heard what happened to Junior Seau. And then just what happened with Richard Sherman. And I must give a shout out. We must shout out when these other tribe members who are the purveyors of the system show up in a way that is honorable from a loving perspective, from a compassionate, from a truth perspective. We must acknowledge them. I will acknowledge right now the judge who looked at the Richard Sherman case and said, get him out of jail. I don't care what y'all said he did. This don't raise to the level. We know who this young man is. He is a value to the community. We know who he is. No bail is set. Get him, open that damn door and let him out. Family, do y'all hear this? Richard Sherman, he was in the wrong. He was having an episode. He was having a mental episode, banging on the door of his in-laws' house, having one of those moments. And the police were called and they arrested him and did what they did, what they do. We know how they do. And the judge, when the judge got with the judge who oversaw this, when he heard that, he said, no, we're not doing this. No, let him out. See, this is where we are. And it's a new day. Go ahead, DJ.
It is a new day. I want to tell you guys something. Many of you know this. I'm a middle child. So I could relate to LeAngelo Ball. Now, if you notice, and Rev discussed this, shout out to Rev, Jello is wearing Jordans. There were people in the comment section complaining about it. But not too many people understand the psychology of Jello. Jello always did stuff that, that stuck with the parents. He never really did his own thing fully until now. Jello bought his own place because he wanted to feel some independence. Now that Jello made the decision to go to Charlotte and train with his brother and Jermaine Jackson, he started to see that I'm trying to make a name for myself. It's not that he doesn't love his parents. We know he loves his family. But whatever shoes Jello wears, I get why he's doing things different. He's telling the world, I may not be the most top-notch ball brother, but I am somebody.
Facts.
I'm a man first. I'm the product of the Most High. And I am somebody. I'm more than enough. See, when I was young, I used to have doubt because my older brother was a favorite because he was most well-liked. And then my younger brother was the star athlete. I was just a guy with good personality. And even though there was people that appreciated me for who I am, I thought it was never enough. Then I started having self-doubt. Then I had thoughts that, why am I here living if I'm not getting that same love? The mind is a fragile thing, brothers and sisters. You have to talk to someone. Because if you don't, here's what's going to happen. You're going to make a decision. This is what happens when you have doubt and you get suicidal. You start making negative thoughts in your mind. And you start to forget that you have one chance on this earth. 1 in a trillion. You can't come back. You have to think about that and know what's important. Take the ego aside. Stop telling yourself, oh, I don't need to talk to a psychiatrist. I'm not crazy. It doesn't mean you're crazy. You're trying to live longer. You're trying to support your kids if you have kids. Don't take your life because things are going wrong. Because there's one person who loves you, and that's the Most High. If no one loves you, He loves you. And that's what I wanted to say, Coach.
DJ, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, DJ? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you
Okay,
now.
yeah, I had to switch it.
Yeah, there's a echo. Let me see if I can get rid of the echo. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. You know what, DJ? It's echoing on my side. Let me go out and come right back.
All right, we'll do.
Okay.
Shout out to the chat, man, showing love, man. So I understand the mentality of Jello, man. Let that kid do what he wants. Let him be free. Let him be his own man. And let him have some independence for once. He was always in the shadows of all of his brothers. Y'all know this. Always. And he starts to switch things up, and now it's a problem. It's not a problem. What's up, Coach? You back on?
Okay, I'm back. Great. So you were asking me a question, DJ. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't hear you.
No, everything I was talking about, like being a middle child, and I was talking about suicidal, like when before you think about taking your life, and I'm talking about the people who are suicidal, you got to remember that there's one person that cares about you if no one does. That's the Most High. Don't take your life when things go bleak. There's one person that cares. And when we start to understand that, the better mentally we could be. I was in high school, Coach Joe. I think this was in 10th grade. Um, there was this girl, very smart girl, very popular. She killed herself, Coach.
Mm,
And we didn't understand. Like, man, she a cheerleader. She get good grades. Why? Because we never know what someone's going through. We never know the scars that they have deep inside. Life is sometimes like the Matrix. You seen the movie The Matrix. Neo thought everything around him was real. He thought it was normal.
mm,
What happened when he went into the Matrix?
mm,
He sees this is fake. All that is
mm,
gold is pretty sour in real
mm.
life. Reality can save your life. And that's how you handle reality, by the way. It's all
You
about
know,
how you handle it.
you know, DJ. I want to say this because I see people in the chat talking about it. One of the things that we have to resist is we have to resist sometimes, family, when we see people showing up in ways that we don't like. We have to resist judging the surface of what we see because there's always more going on than what we see. These sisters, I see a lot of people going in on Brittany Reiner. There are a lot of this culture that we living in created the environment for sisters to feel like their only way to have a decent life is to target brothers who are successful. Well, first of all, this isn't new. For those of us who have read ancient literature and including the Bible, we know that Samson dealt with this way back in the day, according to the book. This is way back in the day. Okay, so you know, if Brittany could have shown up differently, she would have. But that differently may not have attracted PJ. See, to judge the outcome
is not appropriate because it won't give you clarity. Like energy, family, is drawn into itself. That which you are looking for is looking for you. I will repeat that. What you are looking for is looking for you too. So for us to pass judgment on her and go along with the narrative that PJ is the victim here is to miss the whole point. There's a child that has come out of this. See, for those that don't have the information, I'm gonna share this with you, family. Having a child and bringing a child into the world is a miracle. It's a miracle. Anybody that's in a relationship that's married or in a relationship that's not married, if you are having sex with your wife or your girlfriend, and you've been in a relationship for a while, you know doggone well that having sex don't mean you're gonna get pregnant and you're gonna have a baby. Don't mean that at all. Getting pregnant don't mean if you're a female, you're gonna carry it to fruition, to term. Don't mean that at all either. It's that same thing I told y'all about counting the chickens before they hatch with Brooklyn. Same scenario, guys. See, these things are not separate. We don't live in a separate world. We live in one world, and a united world, and everything is connected. Just like I told you, don't count Brooklyn's chickens before they hatch because they haven't done anything yet, and we don't crown champions on paper. You have to do it on the floor. Same thing with birthing or bringing children into the world. It has to happen, and it has to happen successfully for it to happen successfully. Just because a woman is pregnant don't mean she's going to carry the baby to term. And just because you want a baby and you're in relationship with another person don't mean you're going to have one either. So this is not just about Brittany and PJ. This is always about the Most High, always about the plan that was put in place for us as a species to procreate. The most important job that we as humans have, to bring our own replacements in. Now, you know that's some shit. Excuse my language. I used to tease people all the time, BJ, and say, you know, every one of my kids, they my replacements. I brought in my replacements. That's the way the Most High set it up. See, people didn't understand why, for a long time, family, I wouldn't, like, where's Coach's show at? Where's Coach's show at? Coach need to do a show too. Coach need to do a show too. Nope. What I always say the same thing. I'm new media. I'm with DJ. I'm with new media. I'm with DJ. The reason I was doing that, family, is because the Most High showed me when he sent me here. Don't go over there and make this about you. Go over there and be a part of it, and support these young brothers and sisters. Don't go over there trying to be the thing, because you know how you are. I said, I know most how you. We both know how we are as you. Sometimes I get on my soapbox and I'm gone. So DJ and new media is a reminder to me, stay in your lane. Thank you, LeVar. Stay in your lane. I'm not trying to be a sports, trying to be the best ball guy, the best sports guy. I'm not trying to do that. at this point in my life, I'm about what the Most High wants me to be about, which is helping and assisting the younger brothers and sisters on that are in our family, because it's y'all time. It's y'all time. Your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. It's y'all time. See, we all have to do our part. See, I happen to have known a girl who was like Brittany Reiner in my day. She dated professional athletes. And she explained to me when I was a young man, the game, how it was back there, how women was trapping these athletes, trapping them to get pregnant so they can get that bag. So I'm not oblivious to what's going on, family. I'm not. I'm just clear about what's going on. And there ain't no enemies here. They no bad guys here. It's men and women engaging in men and women behavior from a place of not having all the information and not being as secure and as healthy inside as they can be. That's all that's going on. But then all of this other stuff, the social media and all of this added stuff, throws fire onto it and flame, and then it becomes a raging fire. Then everybody's wondering, well, how did this thing get to be a fire? Well, y'all kept feeding it. That's how it became a fire. Stop feeding it. Those on this stream that have said something about Brittany Reiner and against PJ, go on PJ's Twitter feed today and send a message of love to PJ. Send a message of wholeness to PJ. Send a message of wellness to PJ. If that matters to you. See. It's a new day, family. It's a new day, family. And y'all are a part of it. We all are a part of it. And it's time for us, because it's clear what side of the fence the universe and the world is presenting to you. You either on the side of oneness, you're either on the side of love and joy and peace and beauty and compassion and freedom, or you on that other side of fear and lack and insecurity and jealousy and envy and all of these other things. Either one. But what I'm saying to you, whichever one we find our family on, we ain't going to throw our family away. We're going to hold the space, even if we can't deal with them. If what they saying is so toxic and it's just so, we will just tap our feet and just be quiet until they come back to themselves. Because we know that if the conditions were not as they are, they would not be doing this and showing up this way. Remember what I've said to you, family. Over and over. Remember this thing. Remember this. This system is set up and it has slots. And the system, the slots that is set up for it to fulfill is already on autopilot. And I'm going to use the example that I've always used. In this country, think about this, family. In this country, we need garbage men. We need people to pick up the trash, and we need them to pick it up regularly. There ain't nobody that you went to school with or I went to school with, almost nobody that you can name that when you asked them when they was a kid what they wanted to be, they said they wanted to be the garbage man or the garbage woman. Nobody says that. But it's an essential and we need it. And the system has a slot in place for us, for the system to replace those trash men and women, because they have to be replaced. People retire, get old, have accidents. And how do they do that? They have it set up in place. There are places in this country where people aren't getting a proper education. So their only choices are to get angry and mad at school and frustrated with school because they're not getting anything out of it, and to drop out or to just persevere to just get a high school diploma. And then when they turn 18, and then what happens? The system says that we're supposed to be thrown in the streets. Our parents are supposed to throw us out when we turn 18. Tell us we on our own. Well, what you gonna do if you don't have no skills and you don't have no college? And most of us don't go to college. What are you gonna do if you're an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and you just graduated high school and you don't have no prospects? What you gonna do? You're gonna look for a job. Many of us are. And what jobs are going to be available? There's that trash job right there. Go right on. And guess what? It pays pretty well too. But it's interesting. You never hear the trash men going around telling you, hey, join our profession. Be a trash man too. We don't have that in our culture. We don't have that in our culture.
Coach.
Now there are people who are saying there are people who wanted to be, okay, family. When I say nobody, we're intelligent people here.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean every single last person. That means most people. Most people grow up do not want to be trash men and trash women. That's most people.
Coach Joe, it's just
Yes.
like we have trade schools, knowing that trade schools will give you a job more than coming out of 4 or 5 years of college. When we say
Facts.
all people don't want to do it, it's common sense to know some, a huge number. I hate that word, not all. You know what we talking about.
Yes, exactly. But it's okay because we everybody is not at the same spot. They play same place, DJ.
Right.
And some people we gotta bring along. I don't hold it against people. Say, well, my cousin, the sister or brother that said my cousin wanted to be one. I'm sure that they are. I'm sure that in some trash families' homes where there is a trash man or woman, I am sure that there is a father or a mother who makes a decent living, and their kids are seeing they're making a decent living. Okay, because they ain't making $13 an hour. Let's keep it real. At least they ain't making that here in LA. In Southern California, the trash people aren't. So they know that's when you know. But most people are not don't have trash removal family members. So they don't know anything about it. Don't know how much what it pays. Don't know anything about it. Just knows that it's not something they want to do.
So, Coach Joe, I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about mental health, with these athletes, right? They deal with a lot. What is the best tools for them to rectify what's going on? Sometimes it's financial problems. Sometimes it's relationship problems. What is the best solution for them to find a resolution to mental health so they can think clearly and go on the righteous path?
Well, one of the things I want to say, DJ, that's paramount, that's so important. If a person doesn't acknowledge or recognize that they have an issue, then you can't then overcome it at all. And something that Einstein said as well, and I'm using it in this context. He said you cannot fix a problem at the level of which it was created. Meaning, if I have found myself in a situation, and how I got into that situation is through my own thinking and my own understanding and my own I'm following my own mind, my own train of thought. Well, that train of thought is not going to get me out of the problem that I've created. I need to do something different. So first thing we have to do is acknowledge that I'm not feeling well. I'm not okay. The second thing is to start looking for resources and family members or friends or programs or music, looking for something outside of oneself that one can latch on to that can give you some relief, because staying in that is what spirals and leads one to feeling suicidal, is when one is spiraling. And the image I want to give you guys is the image of the old locomotive back in the day, with the engineer with the rag over his face, shoveling the coal into the engine to keep the train moving. Okay, as long as he did that, the train moves. The minute he stopped doing that, the train won't move. And that's the same thing here. Whatever situation we find ourselves in, there's a thinking, a feeding of coal, that thinking that we have been doing that has kept us in that. We need to, first thing is acknowledge. The second thing is we need to stop feeding it. Which means this: stop going to the places that you go to get fed those types of ideas. Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend, your homie, whoever. Stop going to the people who are keeping you in that loop, and start doing some things and identifying some things that make you feel good, that bring you joy. If it's cooking, if it's cleaning, if it's watching a program, if it's listening to music, if it's going to volunteer to help someone else who is less fortunate than you. You know, there's many things that you can do, but you must change where you are currently thinking from. Physically, you must do it. You must get up and you must do something different. And that difference, that doing something different, will bring about some other difference and some other difference. And before you know it, you'll be out of that loop that you have found yourself in. That spiral, that dog chasing its tail, never gonna catch it. Just running around in a circle, just chasing its tail. We are not alone. You are not alone. When I hear people say mentorship and how important mentorship is, it's very important. It's vital. A mentor does not have to be somebody that you know. You can be inspired by all kinds of things that are around us in our world. Look for something outside of yourself to be inspired by. That's the ticket.
Powerful, Coach. Can I say this, Coach?
Yes.
Case in now, if you listen to the video, we address PJ's situation and Jello being a middle child. We addressed that. The title is "The Truth About Athletes and Mental Health." So we will address those situations. Mental health is bigger than sports, is bigger than a lot of things in life. This is an important topic. And this is why Coach Joe always said, we got to get our minds right. See, our minds are conditioned to old media.
Facts.
We think everything is first take, Skip Bayless, yelling, buffoonery, shucking and jiving. We think that's normal. So we go to these channels expecting foolishness.
Facts.
This show was all about teaching, because somebody's in this chat right now that needed to hear love today, that they care about somebody. You don't know what someone's going through. There's probably a young man right now that has been emasculated so bad that he thinks his life is not important. You never know. This string could save his life. It's bigger than you, Case. And I know you're not now. You're like, oh, it's click. No, it's not. Sean Bless, thank you, my brother, for stating what it is. This is so important for our people. Now I see why. I've been knowing um, there's a section of our people who don't love themselves. They don't love being black. They hate themselves. That's mental
Mm,
illness.
mm,
This is why we do what we do. This is new media, Nation United. And like Coach Joe always say, and this too shall pass. And
facts.
the truth will all set us free.
DJ, let me excuse me. Make us free. The
Make us
Hebrew is
free.
make us free.
Make us
See,
free.
and for those that think that's semantics and it's not really a real difference, let me show you the real difference. And was it 10 Years a Slave? What was that movie, DJ?
12 years of slave.
12 Years a Slave. That movie showed us that that brother was free, and then he was set free, and then he was recaptured back into slavery. When something is made free, then in order to unmake it free, you have to unmake it. But if I set something free, I can just recapture it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened to that brother.
You see this message here? And shout out to Tyler Johnson. He said, bro, I needed to hear this message from both of you. It's bigger than us.
Yes. Yes. And if it means for me, and I'm not saying this is so family, but if the Most High's direction to me and his waking me up at 4:30 in the morning, giving me messages, okay, which I told GJ that this morning. That's what he did. Woke me up at 4:30 this morning. Couldn't go back to sleep for an hour because there's all these messages coming through for the show. And if the Most High did all that, and for me to come on this show and on DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, Nation United, for Tyler only, I'm happy. I'm happy. That means I did what I was supposed to do. And that's all I want to do. I want to spend the rest of my life doing what I'm supposed to do, which is help my people and help other people. Thank you, Tyler. We're here for you because we needed to be reminded of it as well. I needed to be reminded of this message as well. I haven't made it. I'm still here, human, just like everyone else. Perfectly imperfect, just like everybody else. Making mistakes, just like everybody else. Thank you, Tyler. And that brother, Kaysen, I don't know what you said, but I know you said it because you were uncomfortable. And I understand that you were uncomfortable because this is an uncomfortable topic. But it's sometimes we can't take time out of when we moving to go backwards. And that's what this looked like right now, and to address you. So sorry, my brother, it ain't personal at all. See, so that's what
Coach Joe,
that's
and shout
yes.
out to, oh, sorry, Tyler Johnson, man. He says, thank you, OG. God made me click this link for a reason. You see how the Most High works?
Facts.
You see how it works? Shout out to Sean Bless as well, supporting all the videos. We see you, my brother. Everybody
Yes,
in there.
Sean.
The Pope,
Yes, Sean.
Uncle Vern.
Uncle Vern. Look at my mentor. That's one of my OGs, family. Uncle Vern. Okay, that's one of my OGs.
Tyler Johnson says, you guys have been helping me for a long time. I needed to hear some positivity, and everything will pass. This too shall pass.
Yes. Facts. And I want to also put this out as well, family. We don't have to choose between our family either. Don't get that twisted. Not all of us are going to be showing up in the same way. Not all of us are going to be saying the same message. It does not mean that we all have to hold hands, sing Kumbaya at the same time, at the same volume, at the same tenor. I mean, it doesn't mean that. We are unique. We are different as many. We are different as well. So some people have a message this way, and it's just saying it this way. Some have it that way. That's fine. We just draw the line on the idea that we can't control our own narrative, that we have to put up with and accept other people putting their narratives on us. No, we don't have to do that at all. At all. We don't have to do that at all. See.
Powerful, coach. Powerful. Look at the love in the chat, man. Look at everybody, man. This is a joy show. This is the best thing to do, is to talk about this subject.
Yeah, you hit it on the nail, DJ. Look at the Most High. He never let us down.
Because our people need to hear it.
Yeah, and we needed to be reminded of it.
Never do.
Yes. We need to be reminded of this. And again, I don't never feel like I'm telling somebody nothing. I ain't telling you nothing. The Most High is the one in charge of this whole thing. So I'm just reminding you of what you've forgotten in the moment. That's what we do. We remind each other what we have forgotten in the moment, in time and space. But the truth belongs to the Most High. Ain't no human being in charge of the truth or have some control on the truth. No, not the way it works. See, and so we using sports here, as
Coach
we have
Joe,
said many times.
Any last word?
Yeah, DJ, I just want to, just remind everybody and thank everybody again for showing up this morning and being receptive and being open to the idea that we need to, and it's time for us to take mental health seriously in our community. And also, I want to say also always, DJ, thank you for being you. DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, president of New Media, Nation United. Thank you for your heart being in the right place, for saying yes to the message and to the mantra that you've been given, the marching orders that you've been given, and to the family. Oh, thank you guys. I'm just so happy, so happy. Thank you guys. You made my day today. Appreciate you as always. And I'll leave with Ubuntu. Because of you, I am. Because of me, you are. We are one. And have a wonderful day, family.
Right on. And CFL Podcast, I see you, brother. I see you tapping too. Y'all have a great day, man. Keep the Most High first. Love your friends. Love your family. And just know, New Media, Nation United is a family. It will stay that way. I'm out.